Hi all, GabuX here for my little investigations. MLI has just recently passed a pretty significant milestone. It's now more than 1 year old. Zeus had a wonderful idea for what we could do to commemorate the occasion. We've gotten almost everyone on the team together, and have had them record just a little bit about themselves and about their thoughts on MLI, both the project itself and on working on it. Some of them were unable to get us an audio version of their thoughts and sent in a textual version instead. So in those cases, I'll narrate, in order to make sure that they can get the recognition they deserve. I'll clearly annotate when this is happening, so you'll know who is really speaking behind the scenes. I don't want to take up too much of your time, because we've got quite a few to get through, and I'm sure you'll find them much more interesting to listen to than me. But before I do, I just wanted to offer a few thoughts and acknowledgements that are well overdue by this point in time. When I first started working on this project in July of 2011, I honestly wasn't really expecting much to come of it. I've worked on game projects before, and they always ended roughly in the same way. I'd work on something for a week or so, get something fun to show a couple of my friends, and then lose interest and move on to other things. MLI has not exactly followed that path, to say the least. Heck, I'd have been surprised for a project of mine to last a month. For MLI to now be over a year old and still be going stronger than ever, now with an amazing team behind it as well, this has just been amazing, beyond my wildest dreams. So, before I hand the mic over to the rest of the team, I'd just like to thank a few people, without whom this wouldn't have been possible. First, I'd like to thank Sothisto and the team behind Equestria Daily. If you folks hadn't posted this project to your site, and hadn't been willing to support it every step of the way, this game almost certainly would have had no audience, and would have just been another random side project on the pile for me. Thank you. Second, I'd like to thank Zeus Assassin. When I first started talking to you in August of 2011, all I had to show for myself was a few vague ideas, with no idea how to develop them. But thanks to your input and brainstorming, we very quickly turned those vague ideas into surprisingly fleshed out, workable cases and gameplay elements. Not to mention, your skills of organization have kept this project on track and in the right direction every step of the way. Even when my own motivation momentarily faltered, you helped pick me up by my bootstraps and keep me focused. And if not for you, this project at best would have been very messy, and would at worst have faded away even so. You've been a rock-solid foundation for this project from the get-go. Thank you. Third, I'd like to thank Don Mew. When we first talked about this game, about its storage systems, about its choice of platform, and related technical details, two things became clear. First, I had no idea whatsoever what I was doing. And second, you clearly had a much better idea. Thanks to your help, we've now got a sane storage system, a platform in which many more people can play this game, and a stellar audio engine. You've been a pivotal part of making this game project. It would have been in dire straits had you not come along. Thank you. Fourth, I'd like to thank the rest of the team as well. When we opened recruiting in December, I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea how we would measure the level of audience interest in this project. I wasn't sure if we were even going to get any response at all. But when all was said and done, we got over 90 applications. And from those applications, I've had the pleasure to meet, work with, and get to know over a dozen incredibly talented people who are literally dream makers, having worked tirelessly to turn a simple vision into a very real reality. Hallow Gazer, Tajada, Warp Out, Pony Artist, Rautakura, Trot Pilgrim, X-Trav, Princess Rill, Love Kiku, Bree Faith, Divine X Rose, Fluter Shy, That Canadian Dude, and Hooded Yellow Pony, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, all of you. And last but not least, I'd like to thank you. Yes, you, as in the person watching this video right this second. We might not have ever met in person, but trust me, your influence in this game has been profoundly felt all the same. Every frustration, every heartbreak, every stress, every painful moment that I've gone through for this game, the only reason why I've been able to keep going through it all has been thanks to the support of people just like you. If I wasn't convinced that you were going to love this game, there is no way I'd have been able to keep going. So to all of you, to every last one of you, and to you specifically, the one hearing me say this right now, thank you. Thank you so much. There's still a lot of work left to be done, so don't take this as me riding on my laurels or calling anything good enough. This is just me taking a little step back and looking at things from 10,000 feet. We're still very much hard at work on this game, and we'll have plenty to show you. In fact, I can tell you when we'll be able to show it to you, too. We'll have a full hour-long panel at Everfree Northwest in about 3 weeks from now. Be on the lookout for us there. Alright, I think I've talked more than long enough at this point. I'll turn the mic over to the rest of the team now. Thank you for all of your support. I love you all. GabuX, out.
Hey everyone, this is Zeus Assassin here from My Little Investigations. I am the gaming case designer for the project, and I've pretty much been on this wonderful team that we've assembled for pretty much almost a year now, ever since I joined in August. So, what I do in the game is that I help a lot with the script writing. I discuss plenty of the plot points of Gabu, help refine many of the game's mechanics, like the confrontation and partner system that you're familiar with, as well as the game's puzzles. And more importantly, I keep everything organized and flowing towards our goals. And I also like to help keep morale up when our teammates get down at times. And I'm sure they'll attest to that if you happen to ask one of them in the future. Anyway, the most interesting thing about working on MLI would be the live feedback sessions. And simply because working with the voice actors is it's just simply a joyous experience. They're really funny, they're fun people to work with, and it truly is a wonderful feeling to have your script that you helped write come to life in front of your eyes. There's really nothing like it. What I aim to accomplish in my little investigations is to provide fans a very fun and show accurate game that pretty much anyone can enjoy. I also like to help people get inspired to play the Ace Attorney franchise because it is such a great franchise, and for people who are not familiar with My Little Pony Friendship's Magic to give the show a chance even. And one fun fact about me is that I play trombone. I've been playing it for 8 years now, and I'm doing this on top of earning a mechanical engineering degree at UCF. But more interestingly, I actually have nearly become a world champion by placing fourth in the world at Winter Garden National World Championships in 2009 with the end of percussion for my school. So that's all I've got to say for now. I really cannot wait till Case 1's released, so please stay patient. We are working hard every day, and I cannot wait to share more news with you pretty soon. Thanks.
I'm Don Mew, a programmer and technical designer for My Little Investigations. As a huge fan of Ace Attorney and an extremely avid Pegasister, I experienced a wave of excitement as soon as I saw an extremely early tech demo of My Little Investigations on YouTube for the first time. The idea struck me as the most brilliant crossover possible, and after the news that Ace Attorney Investigations 2 and the latent crossover might not be getting English releases, it also became the closest thing to a new Ace Attorney game that I would be seeing for a while. Before I joined, MLI was being programmed with XNA, which is a Microsoft game development platform that only really works properly on Windows and Xbox 360. As a fan of Linux, it bothered me that such an incredible game could end up in the unintentionally Windows-only camp. So my original intent when I joined up was to recreate GabuX's game engine in Java, a cross-platform solution. Since Java also works on Windows, though, that would have made his XNA version largely pointless, so I ended up joining the team instead, which was, at the time, just GabuX and Zeus Assassin, and we worked on the port to Java together. I also ended up designing things like the sound system, music, sound effect, dialogue, playback, etc. Outside of MLI, I'm a professional web designer and an aspiring game designer. I've been programming since I was 9 years old, simply because I love everything computers and programming have provided us with. You appreciate the miracles of modern technology a lot more from the inside. All of us probably have an answer similar to this, but I was most excited to just be able to play the game. After everything was said and done, after all the art and music was in place, after all the programming was more or less complete, just to walk around the game world that I had some small hoof in creating. MLI is fun, isn't it? Well, since it's unlikely that MLI will allow me to achieve world domination, at least until we find an excuse to put Fluttershy in a case, I'll go with my second biggest hope. I want this to be a game that everyone can enjoy, something capable of walking that fine line between a challenging game and a fun one. It's mostly Gabu X and Zeus Assassin that make gameplay decisions, but I play through the entire game just like the fans do, so I certainly have things to say from time to time in order to steer MLI towards that goal. I'm something of a freelance programmer. MLI isn't the only program I've randomly joined just because I liked it. Under many other names, I've made contributions to everything from Ubuntu to hardware drivers. MLI is a much bigger commitment than I'm used to, but it's also the first game I've been a significant part of, so that's to be expected. Who am I outside the pony fandom? Outside of Don Mew? I'm never going to tell you that. Besides, it would take all the fun out of trying to figure it out yourselves. Assuming GabuX doesn't send me to the moon for dropping this, Those of you who had compatibility or speed issues with the demo should be quite pleased with the upcoming release. We're so close to throwing in the kitchen sink and compatibility that the game might actually run on other kitchen appliances. Will not actually run on other kitchen appliances yet.
Hello Everpony, my name is Warpout and I'm the field animator for My Little Investigations. I've been a brony since March 2011. It was a friend at school who showed me the "Yay" clip from the Sonic Rain Room episode, and I just fell in love with the design and animation. I haven't played Ace Attorney yet, but I am planning to. And I have made a few drawings on DeviantArt and the Just a Thank You loop thingy. Maybe you've seen it on Equestria Daily. The rest of my free time is spent on My Little Investigations or my social life. Working on this team has just been crazy. People creating stuff everywhere all the time, like an unending waterfall of awesomeness. Every time I log in, I see something updated or new. The most exciting part is being a part of that waterfall. My hopes for My Little Investigations would be that the only thing that I need is just one gamer, brony, boy, girl who says, "I loved this game" when they played it. That would mean success in my book. But of course we can all dream, and that would be like My Little Investigations would break out of brony fandom and spread to Ace Attorney fandom, or even mainstream. Hey, I said I could dream, right? One fun fact about me that not many people know: I'm a huge fan of the Legend of Zelda series. I even have a Triforce tattooed on my left wrist. My favorite game of that series would be Majora's Mask. Well, that was my little bit. A quick thank you to GabuX and Zeus Assassin, and a shout out to everyone else on the team. You guys are awesome!
Hi there, I'm Pony Artist, and my job with My Little Investigations is to create backgrounds for all the characters to walk around on. I also make pictures of the little clues that will be found as the game progresses. The program I use to create these backgrounds is Paint Shop Pro, version 9 if you really need to know. I had done some art in this program before starting with My Little Investigations last January, but I've sure learned a huge amount since then, which has really helped speed up my work and make the details more polished. At first I tried learning Adobe Illustrator, which I do still want to learn, but found that program was just too big for what I really needed to do. I enjoy the simplicity of Paint Shop Pro and find that so far it does everything I need. Making the interior for Carousel Boutique was perhaps the most time-consuming background I've done, although Town Square did have a lot of buildings that I had to construct too. But Rarity has an amazing amount of detail in her house, from curtains and stairways to mirrors and boudoirs, all with little details and decorations. Most items I created as separate vector pictures so that I could really get in all the details, and then they were shrunk down and converted to raster drawings before bringing them into the main background. I've spent a lot of time watching Pony episodes and studying the show's style of art. Some of the scenes are incredibly beautiful. My favorite so far is Dragon Shy, Season 1, Episode 7. My goodness, those scenes are pretty as they move up that mountain, and I really like the story too. I would really like the players of our game to feel like they have walked into an episode of My Little Pony, and the best way to do this is to make sure the backgrounds I make are really similar to the show's style. This is my first experience working collaboratively on the internet, and I find it a lot of fun. I'll post a background on the Equestrian Dreamers forum, and when I come back to look at postings a day later, various ponies have put in comments that show they really have looked carefully at the work I did. They point out little details that need fixing, and really try to help me make the background better. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I do find this work suits my nitpicky personality very well. My Little Investigations is going to be a wonderful game for people who like to solve riddles and challenge the brains. I really like that we'll have many different cases. As soon as we finish this one, the next case will be underway. I can't wait to see what backgrounds I will get to make for that one. My home is on the west coast of Canada, on Vancouver Island. It's a beautiful location, mild and rainy, full of gardens and sea life. It's only a short walk from my house to the ocean, and I love to commune with the water there and think about how it connects me to the rest of the world. During the day, I work on a computer, mostly in Microsoft Excel and Access. But the real fun begins when I come home and start working on art. It's been very nice talking to you, and I hope you enjoy walking about on my backgrounds. Bye!
Ahoy there! I'm the one they, supposedly, call Rautakura. A wannabe artist, lumberjack, would-be conqueror of the world, and only a very bad juggler. I'm in charge of the cutscenes for my little investigations. Though I've been pretty busy lately, I do draw pony stuff outside of MLI, and recently got the chance of working as the main artist for the Galacon pony event in Germany. I'm working on a game. It's a dream come true on its own already. Also, working on the game has been a useful learning experience, because I've only drawn whatever I felt like as a hobby. Now, I try to create scenes according to what the team feels is the most suitable for the game. It's a group creating process. I haven't really done that before. I'm hoping it'll be something that the fandom will love and talk about even years after its release, remembering it fondly. Hey, you remember that MLI game that came back then? Man, that was cool. That'd warm my cold heart. I know a guy who can break the laws of biology and lick his elbows. Gotta say, finding such a talented group of people on a fan game is rare. One of those times when I can only go, whoa.
Hello, Internet. I am Trot Pilgrim, and I am the composer for My Little Investigations. I've been a fan of the Ace Attorney series since I first picked up Phoenix Wright for the DS in about 2006, and I became a brony right after my first episode of Friendship is Magic, which was March 14th, 2011. My job is to create a soundtrack that is inspired by both series, which is great because they're both like my favorite series ever. The most exciting thing about working on My Little Investigations is just being part of something this big, watching it grow. I've been following this project for months before I became involved, and it's super exciting to be part of it. What do I hope My Little Investigations can accomplish once it is released? Well, I've been getting a lot of comments from people who haven't played the Ace Attorney games before, who say that they are really looking forward to this game. I hope this is the kind of game that will be entertaining to people who aren't familiar with Ace Attorney or maybe even My Little Pony. One fun fact that people might not know about me. Well, in addition to Ace Attorney and My Little Pony, I'm also a huge fan of the Rock Band video games. In my spare time, I like to create custom note charts for pony songs, including Winter Wrap-Up and Art of the Dress. You might have seen one of my videos on Equestria Daily a while back, who knows. But yeah, closing thoughts. I hope you're as excited about this game as I am, and I'd like to thank the rest of the team for being super awesome to work with. Brohoof.
Hello everyone, my name is Xtrav, and I am the audio engineer for My Little Investigations. My job is to master all the files in the game and even make sound effects for it. Outside of MLI, I also do audio engineering for Welcome to Ponyville by Philly Gaines, Pony in a Box Productions, and my own project Mainstream Media. Outside of that, I also compose a lot of music. The most exciting part about working on My Little Investigations is watching all the bits and pieces form a whole. Underneath it all are just pixels, sound waves, and code, but with the hard work of the team, it all becomes alive. I hope that My Little Investigations accomplishes some recognition for the rest of the team here. Everyone is extremely talented, and a lot of them are stuck under the radar. I sincerely hope that after My Little Investigations, new doors will open for all of them. A fun fact about me is that I'm very short. Just about 5'5". It's kind of embarrassing, really. Ugh. I hate being short.
Hello, I'm Princess Rill, and I play Twilight in My Little Investigations. And outside of My Little Investigations, I do a lot of random voice acting projects, including I'm Twilight in Welcome to Ponyville. I also am in a lot of independent video games and audio dramas. I also cosplay, and I sing a lot. And I'm also in a Sailor Moon musical theater tribute group that performs at anime conventions. I think that the most exciting part about working on MLI is to get people to really like what you're working on. Like, you work really hard on this, and then you get to see the rewards. You get to see people playing it and talking about it and commenting on it. And it's just really fun to be able to talk to everybody who plays it. And I think it was really cool how at BronyCon we had a demo and I was able to talk to a lot of people who played it and got to see their reaction firsthand. A random fact about me is that my sometimes audio editor and really good friend lives in California. He's also a voice actor, Reviewerman12, and he edits a lot of my lines in other projects. I'm really excited to be working on this project, and I hope that everybody really loves it and really supports us in our work. And I look forward to hearing more comments and feedback from you guys. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Love Kiku, and I voice Rarity and Sweetie Belle in My Little Investigations. Outside of the game, I work 3 jobs and go to college full-time. The most exciting part about working on My Little Investigations is getting to work with other people who love My Little Pony as much as I do. I hope that the game will bring a lot of attention to the franchise and that a lot of people who don't like My Little Pony will end up liking it because of this one fan-based game, because a lot of people are looking forward to it and I can't wait for its big debut. One little fact that people might not know about me is how much I love to sing. I really, really love to sing, and I hope that one day I can end up posting a video about my version of all the My Little Pony songs. Love Kiku, please do not hog all of the spotlight. Rarity? Hey! What's going on here? Wait, Sweetie Belle? Isn't it obvious? Love Kiku thought she could do the entire anniversary video without us. Wait, no, that's not... How could you? I thought I was your favorite character. Excuse me? I believe I was Love Kiku's favorite character. Ladies... What? No! That is not what she said! She said I was her favorite character! Then you'd better get your ears checked, Sweetie Belle! Because I specifically remember her saying that I, the extravagant Rarity, was her favorite character. Can we just finish this off, ladies, please? In 3, 2, 1... Happy anniversary, My Little Investigations!
I'm Tajada, the dialogue character vector artist for My Little Investigations. Outside of MLI, I love drawing, whether it's MLP related or not, and I love animating. I'm currently helping animate on Silly Philly Studios on YouTube and the Double Rainbow team. The most exciting part about working on MLI is seeing everything pieced together. I love seeing how everyone's hard work just melds together in this awesome game, something that I can't believe it's real. Once it's released, I hope MLI is one of the most loved games in the Brony community. It certainly is one of the most anticipated games, so I hope it'll make lots of people happy. Fun fact about me, I'm Canadian. That's all I can think of right now. I love working on MLI, and I know the game will be so awesome, so please look forward to it.
Howdy, this is that Canadian dude. I'm the voice actor for Rover, and one of the associate side-log writing guys. I'd say the most exciting part, well, it depends on your definition of part. If you mean most exciting general thing, it's the fact that I'm able to work with a bunch of people who don't want to waterboard me for liking the show. And on the other hand, if it's a most exciting moment, it's the moment there I popped into the team list and noticed there was now writer beside what the stuff I did. That was kind of nice. My one hope for this game, what I would like to see is if we can get someone who is not a fan of the Ace Attorney games, hasn't played those, and is not a fan of My Little Pony, and we can get them to play the game, and they can enjoy it, and they can have fun, and maybe, search out the games or the show based on that, then I'd say we've accomplished more than what we need to, as a fact. Fun fact about me that people may not know, I don't really have that much. I'm double jointed in my shoulders, if that's anything. So for the longest time, I never understood back scratching jokes. And if there's one thing else I could say, it's please people, send Gaboo some new magazines. Because me and Hooded Yellow Pony, while we're sitting here under Gaboo's sink, we're running out of magazines to read. It's getting really boring down here. And to be honest, the most updated book he's got is an issue of National Geographic that speaks of the great capital of Pangea. So, Yeah. So, do that.